Hello there and welcome to another session of the Self-Harming Pacifist. And in this episode, this is called Track 10. We're now getting very close to the end of this this set of readings. This is based on my experience living with depression and finding my way out of the hole that I was in. Now, as we're getting near the end, I'd like to talk a little bit about what I'm doing. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, general retailers like that. And I talk about, I studied mindfulness, and it really helped me to sort of find my own balance with the dark and the light. I also study a lot of the arts. I do a lot of the arts. And Chaplin said something which goes along the lines of finding your authenticity. And if you've got anguish, I mean, when in those days he didn't talk about depression, he talked about anguish and fear and personal problems. It means that you're not doing the thing that you should be doing. You're not listening to your heart. Jim Carrey said it more recently, using more modern language, where it's your avatar trying to tell you that something is wrong in your life. And Chaplin says to find your authenticity and what you want to do. And this is my authenticity. My authenticity is speaking about what I've written in my book, about my experience living with depression, and finding the light in the dark days, because there are dark days, and doing it without the need for medication. That's my big message, that there are alternative therapies and ways of dealing with your emotions, and it's about taking responsibility for who you are and getting rid of this idea of blaming. We live in a world where you blame everybody for everything. It's just becoming silly. I am responsible for the way I feel. Somebody can say something, I'm not responsible for them saying it. They're responsible for them saying it. But if it hurts me, then I'm responsible for how I deal with that, not them. You can't control people and their actions, but you can control yours. And that's the sort of point, we're moving into a world where we expect everybody to agree with us. And hey, that's a bit twisted. Anyway, talking of twisted, here's my book. Now I'm in a location, very quiet location in the heart of the Kent countryside in Chiddingstone. You might recognise that this sofa and the wall and windows are not the same ones that I've been using for the other videos. Yeah, we're in Chiddingstone, which is a lovely part of the world. And here we are, track 10. We are now reaching the finale, and I want to discuss what depression is to me and maybe to some of you. There are various ways that depression manifests. It is extremely serious and can culminate in being taken to a hospital or a home, or something they call a recovery centre. For some people that is a good thing and aids their recovery. I'm not sure that there are levels of depression. In my mind, if you have anxiety or depression, it is because you are uniquely tuned to your emotions and that the state of the world around you is not quite right. That world could be you and your family. It could be the government and society. What affects you is up to you, and it is only by truly listening to yourself, by meditation, that you're going to find out what that thing is and what affected you. Some science says that you learn from baby to 5, that what you learn from baby to 5 will shape your mental character all the way through your life. All those times you have been told, no, stop, don't, you can't. All those phrases stay with you. And then it's what happened in my case, gets repeated at school. I've spent 30 years of my life knowing all the things that I can't do. It's time now to turn my energy to all the things that I can do. That is what I want for you. To channel that negative energy that tells you how crap you are into a positive energy. Trust your imagination to figure out how to make something done and not listen to those voices reminding you how impossible everything is, because anything is possible. Whatever that thing is, there is always a way to do it. Use your energy, as Captain Jean-Luc Picard might say. Make it so. What I aim for with this collection of thoughts formulated into some sort of entertainment for your mind is to give reason to minds that are able to complicate things, and to help with the idea that these emotions, the voices, the cries are you. All of those dark and mysterious thoughts that float through your life make you into the wonderful person that you are. And if you can calm the internal civil war that rages inside, if you can negotiate a peace strategy, if you can give a voice to the dark and to the light, you can be the very person who can achieve anything that you want. It is harder to be half a person. We need to find balance. Art, whether that is a painting hanging in a gallery or on your wall, if it is a book carried with you at all times, or a selection of music, perhaps a film or a line from a poem, the use of it as a guide to move you through those dark forests of despair can greatly help you. Sometimes the only option is to walk through that forest. There is no way around it. When that is the case, you need to arm yourself with everything that binds you to your reality. Your world is unique to you. The way you see things and hear things are only for you. People cannot step inside your head, and why should they, as they have their own struggles too. This challenge is yours. And when you step from the darkness back into the light, you should be proud of yourself, knowing that it can be done. That you have the strength to take you through any challenge that your mind and imagination can offer you. Art is a form that offers recognition from hundreds of people, that those thoughts and moments that fill you with despair are not unique to you. Many people suffer and use their gifts to try and help. Art is a wonderful communication source that brings to life what it feels to be alive. All the highs and all the lows. So why not seek help within the world of art? Our minds are powerful constructs linked to the wonders of the universe. If you don't believe that, then think about where you come from. We are made from the same molecules that make a star. We are part of the greater universe. We are connected to the planet and to the solar system, just like all living things on this earth. Everything that harms us is made from minds of mankind. Everything that saves us is made from minds of mankind. Invention is a child of imagination. Therefore, it is important to keep imagining. Keep thinking. Keep exploring your world and tread down those dark avenues. If you do, something magical could happen. Do not fear those dark recesses. Fear creates panic and confusion. Instead, love that you have an idea which could destroy something and then choose not to act on it. Turn it around. Find its opposite. With everything that we hate about ourselves, there are things that we love. There must be, because everything has an opposite. We all have a choice. We make choices every second without knowing we are doing it. Make the choice to live with you. All of you. Bring balance to yourself, to the force, and you can head into the world with everything about you at your disposal. You are your greatest achievement. Your life is yours and yours alone. Use the power that dwells within you to make it rich. Make it your idea of great. Choose life instead of despair. Choose colour instead of darkness. Not very long ago, we put people into lunatic asylums. We still lock people away who do not fit into that weird construct we call civilized society. This civilized society is devised by people who deem it civilized to lock human beings away and treat them like the worst kind of animal. Civilized society created zoos to cage animals for entertainment, and the idea that being intelligent makes it fine to label and place everything into a box. Everything is labelled, from books to food to people. The richness of the planet is catalogued. Tribal people we don't understand are re-educated into our warped way of thinking so that eventually everyone is the same. Cultures die, history is erased and rewritten, empire and religion don't like different. Everything must be the same. School uniforms, military uniforms, office uniforms. Uniform is key. Utopia, for those in control, means we all think the same, we all do the same thing, we all eat the same food, we all watch the same television, we all react to the same situations, we all walk the same line. Control. Here are some reasons I've written down here for being placed into a lunatic asylum way back in the old days, the laws of which are probably still applicable now. Masturbation. Imaginary female trouble. Ill treatment of husband. Novel reading. Deranged masturbation. Epileptic fits. Excessive sexual abuse. Tobacco and masturbation. Grief. Self-abuse. Women trouble. Suppressed masturbation. Feebleness of intellect. Masturbation for 30 years. There are many more. And the list that I've just read out to you is dated from 1864 to 1889. What is the deal with masturbation? Wow. And there are proper reasons for being locked into a mental asylum. When we have rules as ridiculous as that, born of religion most likely, then there is perhaps little wonder that people suffer from excruciating anxiety. These rules create the feeling of being boxed in, and your instinct is to fight and flee, a basic human instinct. The only reason for stupid rules such as those is control. So if they can't control your mind, they lock you up. They create the idea that you are mad. They pop pills into your mouth to suppress those ideas. They create an epidemic. They can't control your mind. You can. You then choose to fit into what we call civilized society, or you do not. The world of imagination is a way to keep your emotions flowing and stay within civilized society. Because the irony of it all is that without people who would be deemed mad, there would be no forward thinking, there would be no new ideas or invention or art, science or beauty. Dangerous thinking creates. Creation got us to the moon. Instead of wars, which is another thing we have to thank religion for, we could be heading further out into the universe, like Star Trek. The current cycle of those in power is to repeat the same process over and over, getting us nowhere. Well, that's my thought on it anyway. And if you don't agree with any of that, great, that's fine. That's the end of chapter 10. Einstein said, what was his famous quote? A fool is somebody who does the same thing over and over again and expects different results. And I think that is where we are. Thank you for watching and listening to this episode. Next week, I'll be doing track 11 and revealing my truth. And then after that, we've got 2 more episodes left. So next week is the penultimate one. As always, I wish you well. And be good out there.